Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Um, so yesterday you guys started with applying systems of equations with real world context. We're going to continue that today because I know it takes a little bit to get the hang of it. So in this activity that you're going to have on Google Slides, the directions are right there on the screen for you. So basically it's a dominoes activity. You're going to kind of make a train. You'll see the answer key on the first slide as well. It only shows you like what domino comes next. So like the first domino is this one with the one dot on it. And then that X is really like where the problem reads. Okay, so that's like a word problem. It's not going to have an X on it. And then the solution would be like the 50 on the next one. Okay, and then again the next X is really a word problem, and then the solution is 23, and it just keeps going. So here's how I recommend you guys kind of approach this. For this activity, since it's just practice, it's up to you if you want to show your work on the slide somehow. It's not Jamboard, so you don't have those drawing tools, or if you just want to do it on paper. And if you have any questions, you can just send me a picture of your paper, and we can go from there, okay? So I'm going to go to the next slide. It said to start with a domino with the one dot, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste, or actually I'm going to cut it and paste it into the next slide, just so I have room to work with it, okay? And I'm going to slide it kind of all the way over. All right, so it tells me that I have a rectangular swimming pool with a perimeter of 150 meters. The length of the pool is twice the width of the pool. What is the length of the pool? All right, so after I read it, I know that, so yesterday, if you remember, the first step was to define your variables. Okay, so I'm going to choose X and Y again. And I don't have my stylus, so I'm using my finger, so I apologize if it's a little sloppier today. So when I read that question at the very bottom again, it says, what is the length of the pool? So I know that I don't know the length. So that's going to be one of my variables. It really doesn't matter which one as long as you keep it consistent. So I'm going to choose X as the length. If you choose Y, that's fine. And then the other unknown, obviously I'm just looking for the length, but I'm going to have two unknowns. So I have the width as my other unknown. Okay, so now that I've defined my variables, my next step is to create my equations. So in order to create my equations, I have to kind of think about what the question's asking me. Remember, I have like two different situations when I create my equation. So it says a rectangular, okay, that's probably important. So a rectangular swimming pool has a perimeter. Ooh, anytime I see perimeter or area, I know that that's going to be important. So a perimeter of 150. So let's stop there. How do I find perimeter? So if I have like a rectangle here, I have width, length, and length, right? So two lengths and two widths. So I know that two lengths, so that's x, 2x plus two widths, which is y, is going to be equal to a total of the perimeter, which they said was 150. Okay, so that's my first equation. And my second equation, so the next part says the length, okay, so length, I'm going to start out with x. The length of the pool is like my equal sign, okay, so x equals twice the width of the pool. Okay, so twice the width would be 2 times the width, so that would be 2y. Okay, now I have my two equations. I know my goal is to find out what the length is, but I can go ahead and solve either by substitution or elimination, whatever I choose to do. I'm going to go ahead and just do substitution because it's kind of set up for that already. All right, so since I know that x is equal to this 2y, I can just substitute that into my other equation. So I have 2 times x, which I know represents 2y, plus 2y equals 150. Now all I have to do is solve. Okay, so that's going to give me 4y plus 2y equals 150. And then that's going to be 6y equals 150. Divided by 6. Excuse me. And 150 divided by 6 is going to give me a total of 25. So y is going to be equal to 25. Okay, well that said 25 for the width because that's what y is equivalent to. Okay, well my question's asking what's the length. All right, well I can use that width to figure out what my length is. So I'm going to switch colors real quick. I'm going to use that y to find my x value now. So going back to one of my original equations, I'm going to go with this one just because it's easier in my opinion. So I'm looking for x, so x is going to stay as x. And then 2 times y, which is 25. So now all I have to do is take 2 times 25, which is 50. So the length of the pool is 50, and I'm going to make sure I label, and it said it was in meters earlier. So it's in 50 meters. So the final solution, the length of the pool is 50 meters. So I want to make sure that I'm just answering this. Even though this 25 helped me, it's not technically part of the solution that I'm looking for. Okay, so once I have all of that, I'm going to go back to my other dominoes, and I am going to look for, okay, so this domino right here has 50 on it. So that means that's my solution. I'm going to go ahead and cut and paste it over. Obviously, you can erase this. You may not even have this on yours, all of the work there. So that would be like connecting the next domino. Okay, so see how it's kind of making a train. Eventually, you'll probably have to go on to another slide or just kind of keep going in rows down here. So now I have 2 dominoes in my train. Now I can go on to the next problem, which it looks like it's talking about a shirt and pairs of shorts. Okay, so from this point on, I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to define my variables first, then create my equations, and then solve and make sure that I'm answering the question that it's actually asking at the end. Okay? All right, let me know if you have problems or if you have any questions. I'll be there to help. All right, good luck.